talking to somebody about it today. Discipleship, though, isn't just about sharing Jesus with those who are far away from Jesus. That's where it begins. Our discipleship journey begins there, but that's not the end. Discipleship isn't just about showing kindness or care or compassion to those who are lost. It's to show Jesus and why we need him to save us. So throughout this year, people have been choosing to follow Jesus here in our services, in our youth ministry, and in our kids ministry events, and our ministry moments here throughout the week. People have been saying, yes, I want to follow Jesus. Maybe as you've been here on Sundays, you've heard or you've seen, because you were cheating, the hands that have gone up here while we're talking. And I tended to diminish this moment just a minute, because a lot of us can make an emotional reaction or an emotional response. Sometimes those are good. So I'm also not like pushing it away, but I'm saying it's the beginning to say yes to Jesus. A far more important and far more valuable thing than even saying yes to Jesus, though that's part of the process, is actually saying, I want to put on blast that Jesus is my Savior. And so this year, we have been baptizing people. Devandis already said, you want to get dunked? Ryan and I will do it for free. Last time we had it over here. This coming up like next week. Next week, we're going to do it right there. It's going to be on the camera so you can see all those people over here and over there. You'll actually be able to see it. We want to do it here because there is so very far away. And we want this to be a family thing. We want this to be community. We want to be together in life as you are chasing after Jesus and saying, yes, I want to follow Jesus. 2 of our elementary kids this year said, no, I want to do this. And we tend to say, really? With elementary kids? Just because that can be very, very easily like, this is what I want you to do. Okay. And we don't want that. We want this to be authentic. We want this to be real. We want this to be like, no, I really want to. So 2 elementary kids this year were like, I'm going to convince you. And they did. So Ryan baptized them, and they proclaimed Jesus and begged to publicly demonstrate that Jesus was his, and they were. Jesus was theirs, and they were his. There you go. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you. It was hard, but it came out. 13 of our youth this year were like, bring it. Let's go swimming. So, stoked about that. 3 adults were baptized as well this year. You know what that means, adults. Step it up. The kids have raised the bar. It's time to get wet. These were monumental moments for me this year, because this is not so emotional. It's, I'm doing this. Yes, we can stop, we can turn away, we can say, I'm not going to do this. I get that. We all have moments every single day where we can choose to follow and choose not to follow. But saying, I want to do this in public, it isn't really a famous thing. It isn't really like, wow, look how good I did. Look at what I'm doing. No. Instead, most people will get up here like, do I have to? Do I have to do it in front of everybody? Can we do this? Can we do this on a Tuesday afternoon? Most people don't want to do this, but they're like, hey, not in public. They want to do it. They don't want to do it in public. But we say, this is what it is. We put our faith on Jesus, or faith in Jesus on blast in front of everybody else. This isn't just a private thing. And so it means that it's a very monumental movement in our heart to say, I'm going to obey. I'm going to obey. I'm going to do what God wants me to do, even if it kind of terrifies me. Discipleship doesn't end at decisions or baptisms either, though. It moves further. We get to help people to connect in relational environments, because it's one of the more impressive, more notable areas where we grow in our lives, in these relational moments where we are together with other people as we grow in friendship, but supportive friendship is more important than that one. We grow in friendship, but we also grow in faith as we are challenged. Even in my life group on Wednesday nights for for young families, it's crazy as we're just reading through Proverbs, right? We're taking Proverbs and saying, how do we be wise with our children, with our families, and things like this. And so we're just reading through a proverb every single Wednesday night. And as we're reading through these proverbs, we're processing through them. It is crazy how supportive it is when somebody pulls out something. This is what was standing out. This is what was meaningful to me. And now let me extrapolate why it means this to me. And you just sit there. I sit there and go, what? You want to? I think I even invited somebody to preach on Sunday after one of their things, and they said, heck no. But we need these moments of other people dropping truth bombs in our life and giving their life to and for us in these ways. We need these supportive friendships, and we need this faith that grows in our life. In our life groups, which we do, these small relational community moments, we have 20 life groups this year. We had 261. We have 261 people who are in groups. More people come to groups than on Sunday mornings. And I take that personally. We had 3 new members this year. People who said, no, North Lake is my church. I want North Lake. I want to be participatory in the church. I don't want to just attend. I want to serve. I want to help. I want to go for this. We're doing another joining the team is what we call our membership thing because I do. And so we're doing another joining the team in March. So if you're interested, keep your eyes open for that. But discipleship doesn't even end at relationships. You're getting are you hearing what I'm saying here? Like discipleship doesn't end with just reaching. Discipleship doesn't end with just saying yes to Jesus. Discipleship doesn't end with just being in a friend group and having a group of people that know you and you like, and you're like, it makes me feel comfortable. Discipleship doesn't end at relationship either. This is all part of a progressive track we run in our life. Our faith and our action are irrevocably linked. Faith and action are irrevocably linked. James 2, chapter 14. That was weird. James chapter 2, verse 14 says this, "What good is it, my dear brothers and sisters, if you say you have faith but don't show it by your actions? Can that kind of faith save anyone? If I just say I believe and I don't do anything with my belief," James is saying, what good is your belief? What good is your faith if you don't do something with it? And so while it is part of a progression, our faith then needs to be our discipleship needs to translate into, what do I do with this? I've met people, I'm being growing in knowledge and understanding, I am being surrounded by people who are supportive, I have said yes to Jesus, but now what do I do with it? We celebrated this year over 150 volunteers serving in various ministries here at North Lake. I am so blessed by how many of you say, I want to be part of this. I want to be part of this. I'm so grateful. We keep on talking in staff like, we need more volunteers. And I keep on being like, how deep do you want the well to go? We have 200 people here on a Sunday. We have 150 people volunteering. And Ryan keeps on saying, more. 365 every single month, Steve. I'm looking at you online people. We put our faith into action by doing something. So I just want to spend some time right now for a moment. I just want to recognize some people who have been putting in some significant amount of time. This is not the Steve show. And everybody in the group was like, thank you, Jesus. If I said this was the Ryan show, everybody would be like, we already know. We all know Ryan's our Pro Bowler. It's all right. Our kids and our youth ministry are run by Ryan and Melissa, who do an incredible amount of time and effort here behind the scenes. Melissa started working for us before she would graduated because why not? But there are a ton of other ministry volunteers that are participating, key volunteers in the children's ministry and even youth ministry. Ryan had to be like floating around on Wednesday night this last weekend, or this last week, because we had people who are sick, because, thanks for wearing a mask today, Cooper. And so he's been infecting us all. And so that's what I'm trying to say. But Ryan had to float around and pick up some space, and some other people were from youth ministry were able to step up and say, hey, I'm going to take this Madeline, and it's just Madeline. It's all Madeline. Sorry, Lizzie, you didn't make the cut. I'm going to stop now before I make enemies this morning. It's been incredible because then Ryan gets to put his energy and his attention into relationships, which we all know. How many of you have not had lunch or dinner at the Hoxie's house yet? I'm not kidding. They just have everybody. Nobody's hands went up. How many have not had dinner at my house? Everybody's put, see, look at that. Look what happened. So terrible, Carla. I didn't say she was terrible. I said Carla, we haven't invited them over. Man, you guys are hard today. I don't like this. Did that to myself, Carla said? Okay. Moving on before I stick my foot in the mouth again, I guess. Josh, Brianne, and Emily lead our Bridge ministry for our college. It's grown this year. I'm so grateful for the effort and the work that they put in. If you're a life group leader, can you just stand up in the room right now? We have over 20 groups that are represented. A life group leader, can you just stand up? We have a lot of people who are invested in creating these relational environments, connecting and leading people and loving people and caring for people when they're missing and when they're gone. I just want to say, y'all, I'm really, really grateful for you. Thank you. Helping Hands is an incredible team of people, a family of 4 ministries now, 5 ministries, 4 ministries this year now. Donna Rickman and Robin Castiglione lead the family of ministries, and I'm just so grateful for their help in directing our attention outwardly from Northlake to people who are desperately in need. I'm really grateful. We're going to get to some of the things that have been going on with them more than just what I highlighted in a minute. We have a resource center. Al and Jan Mosier take care of all the resources that are right out here in the lobby, making sure that we have some resources to help us to grow in ministry or in our lives. Emily facilitates our missions team and helps us as we give towards missions. We give 10% of anything that we get towards missions, global missions, because we think it's incredibly important. And Emily leads that team that helps to disperse and support our missionaries. And so I'm really grateful, Emily and the missions team. Rick was out and around. He's doing Shepherd's Watch. Shepherd's Watch is something we started out this year, which is kind of a group of people that are rotating through every single week, making sure that we're doing well and that people don't come in who aren't supposed to be in here and injure our kids or us or things like this. And so they've been taking a lot of steps this year to kind of create some security protocols and take care of us and make sure that we're safe while these services are going on, because the world keeps on getting weirder. Our connection team is facilitated by Amanda Six. Amanda, I'm really grateful for everything that you do in making sure that people get welcomed in a friendly face. Scott and Jan were the friendly face this week, and I couldn't imagine 2 better people to be friendly this morning, even though Scott got no sleep. Well done, Scott. Saying hello to people anyway. Stephanie Smith leads our prayer team. And everybody who is praying for the requests and things like that, we value prayer here. Neither Luther or Bob are in here to help lead the Everett Gospel Mission team. There are a group of guys every single month that go up to Everett Gospel Mission, make breakfast for the guys who are there, and sit and have conversations, just like the Helping Hands team does up at the Diversion Center, and getting to know and caring for people who are living outside on the street. Devandis leads our AVM ministry, and Devandis had a major failure today with our broadcast. No fault of his own. The system just crashed on him. It was terrible. We're working on that. We'll get to that in the next little bit here. But Devan leads the team. He's grown it by 4 people this year. I'm really grateful for that. And Molly leads our worship team here on the stage as we worship God together. We have a number of places to play, all in the app. We would love, if you're not playing right now, if you don't have a place to play, if right now you are occupying a seat here at Northlake, and that's the extent of it, and then you race out of here before Ryan can get to you, because he's got energy. He goes, he's running, he's chasing, he's fast, Amanda says. We would love to partner with you in ministry. We would love to find a place for you to play. If it doesn't fit, it's not a life sentence, I guarantee you. I have already been like, Josh, I'm going to use you. Josh was a life group leader this year, he still kind of is with Bridge, but he was a life group leader. Then went to summer camp with the youth, and then he came in, he started leading his life group on Wednesday nights, and then a few weeks later, he was like, Steve, I think I want to be a youth leader instead, and I was like, me too. Josh switched. It's not a life sentence. We're like, hey, that's great. I want to find a place that's a great fit for you, not a place that you're like, I'm stuck and I cannot wait to get out, or the only way that I can get out is to leave. I don't want that. Yet again, serving, being involved, having a place to play is not the end of discipleship. This is not where we end. We need to equip and we need to launch disciple makers. We need to launch people who are ready and able and willing to say, I know how to help someone. I know how to help other people to grow and follow Jesus and become we call it a spiritual parent for themselves. And so this year we've been walking through that with a number of people, but we had joining the team 201 that Ryan and that Karen and that Bree led on Sunday afternoons, and we had 6 people go through that and complete that, just saying, hey, now I know how I can help someone else to grow. I might not be ready just yet to do it on my own, but I know the path that I'm going to walk on if I am partnering with Northlake, which is so important for us to do this together, going in the same direction. We've launched 2 different people into missionary journeys this year. Both of them were young adults, youth. We launched Haley Rowe. She's out on Mission DTS right now. And Gabe Martinez is in Mexico doing his Mission DTS. And I'm so excited about these moments. Gabe needs some help right now, and that information is in the app and on the email that Patty sent out on Friday. We had some new ministry areas kick off this year as people put their faith into action and launching stuff. We launched a new 5s and Ks class because we were growing and growing and growing. We now have another class that's over here. We launched a security team where more people are participating and helping. And there's a couple people who are here in the room who've even said, it finally gives me something to do and I feel like I'm good at it. I'm like, you're scary. But that's the point. I want people to feel like this is where God's called me to be. And I'm so grateful for the people who are like, I can do this. We're launching into people who are becoming and making disciples for themselves. More and more, there's the struggles of our sharing our faith, and there become these moments in the conversation I was having this morning. There's almost like this back and forth. There's this give and take depending on the person that we're walking through, and yet life with, and yet consistency is so very important. And we are carrying the good news of Jesus, and people are coming to know Jesus not here on Sundays through your efforts, through your participation, through your sharing your life with them, through your connection, through your serving them, and through your loving them. And I'm very, very grateful that I get to partner with people such as yourself. I got some really important stuff for all of the business nerds in the room today. There are some ALT accomplishments that I would like to highlight here this morning. Bob Castile has been leading our ALT, our administrative leadership team, for 15 years. Bob, can you just stand up? He spent most of those 15 years as the chairman, keeping everybody organized and on track, or trying to herd the cats and getting things done. And this last week, he retired from the ALT. He didn't resign in the context of like dropping the mic and I'm leaving and good riddance and I'm out of here. He was like, it's time to be done. I've been doing this for a long time. And I'm really grateful for the time and the effort that you've put in, Bob, because so much of your effort has resulted in really great systems and organization for us here. And I know you said that this last year you kind of had your dream team, and you get to go out on a high note, and I'm grateful for that. But with Bob's retirement, and while Bob is going to be able to be here with his wife, and he still serves in a different area, but we have a new chairperson of our administrative team that oversees the business areas of the church, kind of the organizational, the administrative, because it's in the title, right? Administrative. Stephanie Smith is the new chairman of our ALT. Stephanie, you have to stand up. She became the new chairperson under protest. Stephanie was our treasurer for the last couple of years and has stepped into the role of the chairperson, which is going to be really fun and interesting for all of us, not so much for her. To take her spot in the treasurer role, Kim Johnson, Kim, would you please stand up, is our new treasurer here at Northlake. And I'm really grateful for these ladies. So our ALT members currently are Stephanie, Kim, Joan. They're all sitting over here. This is the holy section. This is what's going on here. I love it. Karen is not here right now. She is going to watch it tomorrow, likely. But this is our ALT team. We have a couple of different areas that we need help on the ALT team, particularly me, because I am the lone dude on the team now. So if you got some business chops, if you got some administrative, I would love some company. If you're another lady, I will say yes anyway, as Stephanie gives me the eye. This year, the ALT has accomplished several different things that are really, really important, not just people who are in roles having conversations. This last year, we did a huge lock and lever thing throughout the church where we got locks and new levers put into the entire church because who knows how many keys were out there. I'm not kidding. Who knows? We had the same keys the entire time I've been here, 25 years. And so anybody could get anywhere, essentially. And we were like, that's not okay, especially when people kept on using the kitchen and then leaving it a mess. And we're like, so we replaced all the door levers because you can't go in the kitchen. You can go everywhere else, just not the kitchen. So we replaced all the door levers so we make sure we could do this. And we all had knobs, and now people with more disabilities can get into spaces that they weren't easily able to get into before. Our facilities team and volunteers saved Northlake tens of thousands of dollars with their efforts and their participation this year in plumbing and electrical installation and equipment repair and other facility-related things. And I just want to say thank you to the facilities team and all the volunteers making sure this place goes well. This year we created an asset log of all our Northlake inventory so that we actually knew what we had, so when things went missing, we knew it. We created many new policies and automations for expenditures and tracking. This is really nerdy stuff, I know, so I'm going faster. We updated our governance with the elders. We updated the governance and bylaws for Northlake, how we run, what our organization looks like. I know that that's really super sexy stuff to talk about, but it's super important so that we make sure that we do things well. We spent a ton of time this year, the ALT, spent a ton of time reworking our financial policies and our structure and to align it with our available tech and ensure that we remove opportunities for fraud this year. And I just want to say thank you to Stephanie and to Kim and to Karen, specifically Stephanie and Karen this year, for all the work that they've been doing to make sure that we are in great shape with our accounting systems moving into the future. Because Karen has spent most of 2024 fixing what a highly recommended virtual bookkeeping company absolutely bungled for us, and she had to fix it. So she spent she has a very high capacity job. She's working way more than full time. So she spent the rest of her time fixing our books and what this company had bungled so that we can move forward into this year actually knowing what it is that we have, because it was in such bad shape with this company that we hired. So our financial numbers, with all that said, our financial numbers for 2024 will be sent out through the app after they are approved in a little bit. We're not at approval stage just yet with the ALT. We'll approve it. We'll let you know. We want this to be straightforward. We're trying to make sure that we actually say what's true rather than say, well, Steve thought so, so that's good enough. Maybe on more noticeable levels, I want to maybe instead of talk about just admin stuff on more noticeable levels. We were able to update our lighting this year. Who can be unhappy in a purple room? I'm questioning DeVandis' color choices. But I prefer gloomy. I want to be sad when I come to church. We updated our lighting, and I just want to thank you for your generosity to make it possible so that the lights weren't flickering on us and giving some people like twitches when we left. We were able to paint the room and fix the walls because of your generosity. We were able to change the stage for better use because of your generosity. We needed to dip into our savings this year to complete these projects to the tune of about 50 grand to complete it all. But we were able to do that, and I'm really grateful we were able to do it. Our new treasurer is like, no more dipping into savings, Steve. That's what she said to me on Monday. It was really hard to hear, but it's true. We began renting our facility to Identity in Christ Church this year, a Slavic congregation that was birthed through no fault of their own into their own congregation through a church split where they were kicked out of the place that they were at. And they were looking for a spot, and we were able to work out them being here since September. Currently, we are reworking a new contract because we said, hey, 6 months. Let's just see if this works. Let's not hook ourselves up long term if we're like, we don't like you and you don't like us, but we're married for the next 12 years, you know? So we said, how about 6 months? Let's figure this out. Let's figure if it goes well. And it has been going really well. We've had some hiccups. We've had some things we're learning from each other, but it's been going pretty well. And we're looking to rework this contract for March so that we have a longer term engagement as a tenant with them being here. They are great people to work with, and I'm glad that our facility is able to be used by them. If a word that could capture where God has been leading us in 2024, I think that I would capture it as the word abide. We've been learning to be with Jesus, to hang out with Jesus, to let Jesus speak to us, share the truth with us, be in our hearts and grow and get connected with him. And it's been an incredibly important move because without abiding, nothing else good happens. It is through our abiding with Jesus that good begins to really compound in our life. As Jesus himself says, if you are separated from the vine, no life is being given. You are dying. So remain connected to me is the whole idea and the point of this abiding, our remaining in Jesus, connecting deeply to him, regularly receiving what we need from him. And as I look forward into this year, 2025, I think a new word will likely capture where God will be taking us. And I don't mean to be weird about this word, but I think the word for us in 2025 is going to be dependence. I need to depend on Jesus now. I need to depend on him to provide what I need. God, I need you to do this for me. I need you to come through for me. I need you to make a way for me. I need you to change this for me. I'm incapable of doing this on my own. I need you to work in me. I can't do it. And this dependence will give us greater hope in hopeless times, greater grace in times of anger, kindness in times of opposition, and peace in times of uncertainty. This dependence will fill us with the things that we need to give God, not give God, wrong word, to give others what God has given to us. God, I need you to do this. I am not the one who has it. You're the one who has it. God, work through me. I depend on you so that I can give away to anyone else. My brothers and sisters, if I'm to turn this and just say, where are we going to go? I am going to continue to grow, and I'm going to continue to learn, and I am going to continue to lead Northlake into 2025, and as long as the elders allow me. And I'm genuinely hopeful, and I'm genuinely excited about the future for Northlake. I don't share the same feeling, hopeful, about the world around us. But uncertainty helps us to see ourselves and our own capacity very clearly, or much more clearly, which gives us the opportunity to share the grace and the peace of the one who never changes, even while everything around us is changing, and loves us in the middle of this more than we could possibly grasp. I need this, and I know that God is going to give us this. He promises so in the Bible. I'm so grateful after however many years this has been. 25. That's what it was. I forget. Anyway, I'm so grateful to serve with our team of elders who love Jesus with all of their hearts. These are really wise men, not the wise men. They're just wise men who lead well. Steve Matson will continue to be our chairman after taking over for Darren. Darren, you weren't in the room when I said this earlier. Darren, you're going to have to stand up now. It's your turn. Darren took a retirement from the chairman role. That was the shortest stand-up ever. Darren led us well for about 7 years as the chairman of our elder team. He wanted things to happen, and I'm really grateful that he moved things forward, and he led the conversation and led change well for me and for the rest of our team. And he's like, man, I'm going to take a little step back here. I'm going to take a little bit of a break from leading. He's not off the team. Several people were like, what happened? What's the backstory of why Darren's not in the elder team anymore? There's no story, bro. There's no story. There's no tea to tell you. The tea is cold. And so Steve Matson, after Darren carried the load, because it's no joke being the chairman of the elders. No joke at all. Steve Matson drew the short straw this year, and under protest said, if you require it. And we all said, we require it. And so the tall, more elegant, more stately Steve became our chairman this year, and really grateful for what he's going to bring. It's going to be different than Darren, but it's going to be very wise, and I'm grateful. Being an elder chair, like I said, is no easy lift. We wouldn't have gotten here without Darren's heart. We're not going to get into the future without Steve's heart. We're also not going to get together, we're not going to move forward without the elders as a team leading well together. Ian Sturm, Harold Rosencrans, Jeff no, you're not Jeff Baxter. You're different Jeff Hutchinson. That's a really old Jeff. You're not really old. This is Jeff Hutchinson. So Jeff Hutchinson, Steve Matson, Darren DeVandis up in the balcony and Darren are still on our team. And we're possibly going to add another one again tomorrow. We'll see. No promises. Steve Matson is going to help take over while Darren recovers from everything. I would ask you this, that you please pray for our elders. Our elders want to lead well. They want to guide well. We're not an elder-led church. I'm the leader here at Northlake, but I serve the elders. And I lead for them and at their assistance, at their support, and at their boundaries. They help to, and this is what I'm really grateful for with our elders. They take the scariest parts of me and they help me to back burner them. Because all of us have those scary parts in our life where we will do things that are emotional or reactive or something else. Every single one of these guys is like, whoa, bro, pause, think, breathe. Let's go through this first. Don't make that phone call yet. Stop being emotional or things like this. Or, Steve, this is the moment. Get pissed. Let's go. I'm really grateful for the wisdom that these guys are and have helped me to grow. Let me finish this. Northlake is an amazing church. I love this place. I love not the building. I love you. I am so honored and I am so blessed to serve you. I love you. I am grateful to pull along with you. I'm so happy that new people are coming to Jesus. And I am stoked that we are creating disciple makers. And I'm so overwhelmed personally to know that I am not alone. There are a lot of pastors that I interact with now and participate with in this area and other places that are isolated and they are alone. And I am not isolated. I am not alone. I am not on my own. Church, I said it for a long time. Church is a team sport. This is not the Steve show. It's not the Ryan show. It is not the Molly show. Church is a team sport. And this team is a joy. You are a joy to play with. One of the biggest wins for me personally is that repetitively I am told how wonderful and how beautiful and how life-giving this church is for those who have arrived and are hurting and are wounded and are lonely and are confused, damaged even, and saying, I need something different. I need something else than what I had, than what I was going through. I need Jesus to pour into my life. And people are coming here and saying, this is wonderful, this is beautiful. I love this. I need this. I want to stay here. I'm so grateful for this. And I want to say it this way. This is your fault. It's your fault. I'm just one dude. I'm just a guy who gets to stand on stage, maybe direct traffic every once in a while with ministry or with where we're focusing. But this is your fault. And it's really, really beautiful. And I love this. I love showing up on Wednesdays and Sundays and all the other days. I love this. And I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful for what God has done through us this year. I'm grateful for what God's going to continue to do in 2025, because 2025 is going to give us so many other opportunities to put discipleship into effect in our lives. And God will grow us. Not just numerically, but He will grow us personally. He will grow us as a congregation in our pursuit of Jesus. This is what we are here to do. It might not be the most sexy, like, this is the vision for 2025. I'm kind of the turtle and the hare. Steady as she goes, one foot in front of the other. Keep on doing the good thing that you know you're supposed to do. Every once in a while, Ryan comes in with a great idea, and it's like, let's go. And we're like, yay. I don't have that right now. I have some ideas and some thoughts that I'm not willing to put on blast just yet because they aren't fully baked. But there's some things that are going on and we want to do. And we're working on behind the scenes, and I hope in the very short future to be able to say, we've got this idea, we're thinking about doing this as we've baked it out a little bit more. I'm really looking forward to this because God's going to work in us. God's going to work through us. And our community is going to change because He's changing us. Ryan, can you take us home?
Thank you, bro. Wow, this is exciting. It's awesome to see how God is working in and through us. And I agree with you, Steve. It is your fault that so many people feel the love and the care of Jesus as they walk into this church. Really quick, though, I can't let this moment pass me by. I just want us to acknowledge Pastor Steve for his investment in this church for 25 years. He's been faithfully leading. pastoral ministry is often quite difficult. A lot of emotion walking through a lot of things with a lot of people. And you've been very faithful, Steve, and I acknowledge that, and I honor you for that, and I thank you for being an incredible leader for me and for us. So thank you for that. And then we quickly move on to giving thanks to God, right? Let's give thanks to God for his faithfulness to us. Thank you, Jesus. God has been really good to us and continues to be good to us. And I love this word dependence, as we depend on him for all of our needs, the one who faithfully provides for us day in and day out. We will continue to see him do amazing things here at Northlake and in our families. Amen? Amen. This is an incredible place to be and to be a part of. Man, you guys are so full of love. Our family has just been blessed. So thank you all. We'll continue to look for opportunities for everybody to serve and connect. If you're not yet playing on the team somewhere, please let me know. You've heard all this amazing things, and now it's my turn to say, man, I invite you to come and be a part of this. If you're not yet on a team, please let me know. We'd love to get you connected and plugged in, and we also want to care for you as well along the way. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. I hope you guys will come and see us next week as we jump back into Beware the Wolves, right? Next Sunday. And if you came here this morning and you're like, man, I need a little extra care right now, Ryan. You're talking to my heart. I'm going through something. I need some care. We want to care for you. We love making sure that you are cared for. We have Carla and Brenda over here. They love to partner with you in prayer. So if you just need a little extra prayer today and a hug or some support, please come on over here. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great weekend, rest of your weekend. Hopefully it snows more. And some of you guys say boo. And the rest of you guys say yes. But God bless you all. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday.